Hey there guys, welcome to another video here with Bo at Cryptocurrency Australia. Really appreciate you tuning in. Today's video, we're going to take a look at some news that's coming out from these guys actually at BitRefill. They've just opened the first, I believe this is one of the world's first, if not the world's first, one Bitcoin Lightning channel. What does that mean? Well, it means you can now send an entire Bitcoin over the Lightning Network with the BitRefill Lightning channel. So this really marks a milestone in the development of the Lightning Network as it continues to grow. So it's really exciting stuff. So guys, we're going to go into detail about what this actually means, a little bit of detail around it, some statistics of the Lightning Network to see how it's grown over time, and we're going to take a look at a couple of other things as well. So guys, stick around and let's get into the video. Alright, so guys, here we are over on BitRefill's Twitter. This is at BitRefill, and they've just announced here the first one Bitcoin Lightning channel is live on mainnet. We're happy to share that BitRefill, in collaboration with ASIC Co. and their eClear implementation, has opened the first one Bitcoin public channel on the Lightning Network. Hashtag reckless. So what is BitRefill? BitRefill is like a website that allows you to buy gift cards and other things with cryptocurrencies. And these guys have been a supporter of the Lightning Network for quite some time. Now over here on their Medium post that breaks down a little bit more detail as to what this is actually going on. So they've said here, we're happy to share that BitRefill, in collaboration with ASIC and their eClear implementation, has opened the first one Bitcoin public channel on the Lightning Network. This is a customization of the current specification that removes the 0.167 Bitcoin channel limit. We have tested the channel and already transacted across it. In the near future, we will work to leverage this capability to lift the payment limits for people shopping at bitrefill.com and bring increased liquidity to other aspects of the network and our Thor products. So what does this actually mean? What really does it mean that we now have a one Bitcoin Lightning channel? Well, I found some good comments over here on Reddit on this post. There was someone that posted a really good description here, and what they've said is that someone's actually asked, so with this channel we can now do one Bitcoin Lightning Network transactions, remembering that Lightning Network transactions are different to Bitcoin transactions. So Bitcoin transactions occur on-chain, and Lightning transactions occur on the Lightning Network, which is a layer 2 payments network that sits on top of Bitcoin, and transactions happen via payment channels and smart contracts. So this person here has responded and said yes, but only if all the channels along the route have sufficient capacity to route your one Bitcoin payment. Like many things in Lightning, we need the still in development AMP upgrade to take full advantage of this. Also, not all wallets support one Bitcoin payments yet. But if you have a wallet that supports big channels and a direct channel with BitRefill, you can now send them a full Bitcoin over Lightning. So I guess it's important to note that Lightning Network is still in testing. It's still in a testing phase. I'm not sure if you would say it's beta, but it's still in a testing phase. So companies that are using it are generally encouraged to keep low transaction limits on people using the Lightning Network. So they might restrict it to $1,000 or $500 or whatever they're comfortable with while the Lightning Network is still going through its testing phases. But obviously there's enough confidence starting to grow in the Lightning Network, given it's been live for quite a long time now, I believe over a year, that the guys at BitRefill have been comfortable enough to increase the limit to one Bitcoin. Remembering too that one Bitcoin is quite a lot of money now. I mean, it recently hit nearly $9,000 US. In Australia, it nearly hit $13,000 Australian AUD. So that's quite a bit of money. Now, what I wanted to do is to look into a little bit of research into the Lightning Network, because it's been a while since we've done an update, to see how things are progressing in terms of its growth. And over here on LN's Stats Lightning Network Statistics, we can see that there are now 8,560 nodes. There are 35,930 channels, And in those channels, we have 1,015 Bitcoin capacity locked in those channels, which equates to around about $8.8 million. And I assume that that's in US. So the median node capacity is around $131. And just in the past 24 hours, this is what really blew my mind. There was $120,000 transacted over the Lightning Network. Now, for a network that is still in testing, that is generally still considered beta, that is that's truly amazing. So here we have, huge amounts of money being spent over the Lightning Network. We've now got BitRefill opening a 1 Bitcoin Lightning channel. So it's really showing signs of how much the Lightning Network is growing and how confident people are starting to become in using it. Now, when we go over to p2sh.info, this is Grafana. This is like some really advanced statistical analysis this website provides. And just looking at the channel growth over the past year for the Lightning Network, we can see that if we were to draw a trend line through this really, really steep growth, we'd probably have, I think, maybe a 40 to 45 degree angle. So for 1 year, I mean, the growth has just been absolutely massive. I mean, we're talking back here in June just last year, just on a year ago, we had around the sum of the channel's value was you can see here about 23, and then the number of open channels was about 8,320, and that's just jumped up here. At the moment it's sitting around 40. A huge amount. So we can see 40.79k, so around 40,000 channels in just a year. So huge amounts. And again, just remembering that the Lightning Network is still in testing. It's still in beta. So super exciting stuff. I've used the Lightning Network a bunch of times now, and it truly blows my mind at how incredibly advanced this technology is. I have to recommend, guys, if you haven't used it, if you want to test out the Lightning Network, and I actually recommend you do, just with a small amount, just a couple of dollars. The wallet I've been using, and this isn't sponsored, this isn't promoted in any way, this is just a fantastic wallet, so I just want to recommend something I use and I recommend. The Wallet of Satoshi, walletofsatoshi.com. This is free. It's a really sweet Lightning wallet. It's built here in Australia, which is awesome. Very, very cool wallet that I recommend. If you guys want to check that out, I'll leave a link down in the description below. So guys, that's it for the video. I hope you found it informative. I hope you found it interesting. If you liked it, the likes are always really appreciated. If you haven't subscribed, consider doing so. Consider joining us here on the channel. My name's Bo. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Cheers.